Maybe you've had some doubts lately, some second thoughts about why you voted to give President Obama a second term. But then, right in the nick of time, a cloud of dust and a hearty polish the silver. The Romneys ride again. All it took was one Sunday morning appearance to remind us that there were reasons the guy who lost, and why it wasn't even all that close. Actually, the Romneys were very gracious in their interview with Chris Wallace. They were funny, regretful, sure, but not especially bitter, at least not most of the time. There was Ann Romney saying it was the media's fault that Mitt couldn't get his message out. Of course, she was saying this on Fox, the Romneys' favorite way of getting their message out. How's that life in the right-wing bubble thing working out for you? Read any accurate polls lately? And then there was Mitt himself explaining his infamous 47% comments, the comments that made him look not just out of touch, but uncaring. The problem there wasn't that he couldn't get his message out. The problem was that his message was all too clear. What I said, Mitt Romney told Chris Wallace last Sunday, is not what I believe. Interesting. Does he mean he was merely pandering, telling that night's fancy-dancy crowd what he thought they wanted to hear? Beating up on the poor and the vulnerable, the victims, the takers, because it would make the rich folks admire him even more, open their checkbooks even wider? That's inspiring. Or does he mean it was just a slip of the tongue, a random ill-chosen word or two? Except that it wasn't. You saw the tape. He went on and on about that 47%, about the ones whose votes he'd never get because they were too busy sucking hard-earned money away from solid citizens. Sure didn't sound like a slip. But what a bad break for Mitt that somebody was recording it. Except that here's what's intrigued me ever since that video went viral. Do you really think it was the only time he said something like that? I mean, that the only time Mitt Romney ever expressed similar ideas in all those months of fundraisers, wooing all those swells, the one and only time just happened to be a time somebody had a camera on? Sure, believe that if you want to. This way to the unicorn, right this way to the amazing unicorn.